With the Wyatt family being the strongest they've been since their debut in WWE, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt slated to become Smackdown Live Tag Team Champions. Let's talk about it. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today, I got news on Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton slated to become the WWE Smackdown Live Tag Team Champions this Sunday at TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. I got the full story on that coming up in just a bit. A few things I want to go over, guys. Number one, thank you to everybody that purchased a t-shirt this week on Barbershop Window, man. I don't think I really mentioned this during my Raw and SmackDown reviews. You guys blew up barbershopwindow.com. I believe we did for the off-the-script online store via the website. I think we sold about $2,200 worth of t-shirts, give or take. You guys are unbelievable, man. The fact that you support me and believe in me so much in what I do here, that you would go out and wear a t-shirt with my logo and my brand on it. So that means the world to me, man. It's fucking unbelievable. I'm speechless when I seen the final numbers, man. Unbelievable shit. JD's Negan got to be one of the hottest t-shirts on that entire website, man, for the holiday season. It's a fucking fantastic looking t-shirt. If you guys want to get your own, JD's Negan, Dana Brooke, Get Off My TV version 5, Roman Reigns, Eva Marie, Big Show, Off the Script, gray logo, the Goon City t-shirt, everything is there, man. There's 8 shirts on the site. Go check it out, barbershopwindow.com. And thank you to everybody that ordered t-shirts for Black Friday. Number 2, if you guys want to support the Patreon page, patreon.com/JDFromNY206. New rewards coming very, very soon. Make sure you guys check the mission statement on there and find out what the fuck I'm doing on here and why I'm going so hard trying to be the very best WWE news and rumors place right here on YouTube.com, man, and all the goals that I have in mind and why I, pretty much am on here and the struggle that I had to go through to get here and why I even started YouTube. It's all on there, man. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And number 3, some of you mentioned that there was a weird lady's voice in my Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live reviews. I went back and I listened to it. I didn't know upon recording because I don't hear anything, man. I got my speakers off and it's just me and the microphone and the camera. That's it. I went back and I listened to it, and I realized that it was pop-up ads. Because every time I review a show, I got the quick results right on my computer screen. I go to the dirt sheets, I go to the results page, and I view the results just to make sure I don't miss anything, so I give you guys a proper review, unless I'm completely ranting on something and I just go off topic. But it was pop-up ads, and I want to apologize for that. Hopefully, they don't filter into this video, and we'll see what happens, man. So thank you to those who brought it to my attention. I'm always afraid something like that's going to happen, but pop-up ads, man, they're a fucking nuisance, and we hate them all. Lastly, Out of Nowhere will be happening tonight. JD, Joe Cronin, 11 p.m. Want to make mention of it right now, being that I'm not going to be able to make a video later. I want to mention it to you guys right now. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, JD and Joe Cronin show, Out of Nowhere, happening live tonight on his channel. And we're going to be talking about everything from SmackDown, Raw, 205 Live, TLC predictions, you name it, man. We're going to be talking about it. Plus, we're going to be taking your donations and your phone calls live tonight on Out of Nowhere. Joe Cronin Show, JD, 11 p.m. Make sure you guys tune in to catch all the chaos live every single Wednesday. We're going to do a better job at keeping up every single Wednesday for you guys as well with that. So thank you for all of that, guys. I very much appreciate it. Now, let's get into the top story at hand, man. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt to win the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships at TLC. When WWE superstar Randy Orton joined Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, no one knew how far things would go between the two, but it now seems that they are a unit that should be feared. Some assumed that Orton would get involved with the Wyatts early and then turn on them shortly after, just to get in the head of Bray like he's got into the head of others. It is still assumed that this will happen near WrestleMania time, but for now, there is a lot to be done with the two. Most notably, they will be facing off with American Alpha. Well, they actually did. They will be facing off against Rhino and Slater at TLC. They did beat American Alpha on SmackDown Live last night to become the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. Now they go on to face Rhino and Slater at TLC. And it's reported that they will be winning the Tag Team Championships at TLC. WWE was going to put the titles on American Alpha, but due to their rookie status on the main roster, they're trying to use American Alpha in the best possible way without putting the titles on them right now. According to Ringside News, there's a good chance that Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt will win the tag team titles come Sunday. The plan before, like I said, was to put the titles on Alpha and have them work a program with the Usos that would culminate at WrestleMania 33. Now, they may be trying to stretch that out. Most think that WWE is doing this to further the Wyatt family angle, where the two would hold the titles and even eventually drop them before a match with Orton and Wyatt goes down at WrestleMania, which right now makes more sense than not. The thought is that WWE would do the original Daniel Bryan storyline with Randy Orton instead. If you guys remember, Bryan was actually set to be part of the Wyatt family longer than he actually was, and he was even told that it was going to last a while. Obviously, you guys know how that ended. It was only a few weeks. Daniel Bryan thought he would be in the Wyatt family so much that he got specifically made for WrestleMania 30 Wyatt family-centered gear because he thought he was not going to be planned to be a part of the event in such a big way. Boy, was he wrong. Boy, was Daniel Bryan wrong, man. You guys know how that ended up. Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista beat them all in one night. One of the best moments in WrestleMania history, became the World Heavyweight Champion. Instead, he turned on Bray Wyatt near the Royal Rumble, which eventually led to a phenomenal match between the two at that same event. And it would actually increase love for Daniel Bryan because he did not appear in the Royal Rumble match, upsetting many fans in the process, but would find his way into the main event of WrestleMania regardless. The thought is that whatever WWE planned to do with Daniel Bryan before all of this, they'll do right now in 2016 and into 2017 with Randy Orton. That is why this seems to be a very slow build between Wyatt, Orton, and you include Luke Harper. Some ask where Eric Rowan is. Eric Rowan is out, I believe he has a shoulder tear or a torn ACL, something like that. It's one of those 6 to 8 month injuries. So he's on the DL right now. He'll be back in spring 2017. Now, as far as Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, okay, there were no plans to put the tag team titles on these guys at all. But now it could work for them and help their storyline at this point. And I agree with that point made because if you guys remember, I believe it was No Mercy. I believe it was the main event of that show. It should have been Ziggler and The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship with Miz trying to end Dolph Ziggler's career with Ziggler's career on the line. But they put Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton in the main event of that pay-per-view for whatever reason. I don't know. That match had absolutely zero momentum behind it. Now, granted, the build on the go-home show for that pay-per-view where Randy Orton was stalking Bray Wyatt and he was going all through the bowels of the building, that was very interesting. The mind games that Bray Wyatt tried to play with Randy Orton, that was great. But 1 week out of 4 weeks for a pay-per-view build, I'm not going to buy it, bro. I'm not going to buy it. And it led to that match being very boring. Nobody was into it. And now it seems like WWE has something really interesting on their hands. I didn't expect Randy Orton to be in the Wyatt family at all. I thought this was going to be a Daniel Bryan situation right down to the fucking very last letter, in Orton's name. I thought he was going to turn. It was going to be a 2 or 3 week thing. I thought, in fact, this was all going to boil down and culminate at TLC. People were even rumored to have said that this was going to be a Buried Alive match, that it was going to get to that point. But we didn't see it. Maybe we get that at WrestleMania. I don't know. But right now with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, I was one of those guys who thought it was going to end very quickly. I even called myself a goon on fucking, on my SmackDown review. So I was wrong in that. And I'm glad I was, man. This is the best thing on SmackDown right now. This is the very best thing on SmackDown right now. It's the most intriguing. It's the most interesting. I'm wondering where they're going to go with this. Because if they are going to win the Tag Team Championships, if they are going to win the Tag Team Championships at TLC, What is it going to take to break these guys apart? That's the looming question. What is it going to take that Randy Orton is going to seemingly just destroy the Wyatt family from within the group? I don't know. I don't know. Do they drop the titles back to American Alpha? After that, does American Alpha wait it out a little bit and strike when the moment is right to take the titles back and get revenge? I don't know what it's going to take for these two to just deteriorate, which will culminate in a match at WrestleMania. But right now, I like it. I think it's great for SmackDown. You know, Bray Wyatt has had no momentum at all. Years and years and years of directionless feuds and a horrible win-loss on the main roster. They didn't know what to do with these guys. You know, they had Rowan, Harper, Strowman, and Bray Wyatt. That should have been the most fearsome fucking group in all of WWE. They were fucking trash. They didn't know what to do with them. Even before Strowman joined the group, they didn't know what to do with them. You know? They looked great when they were feuding with the Shield. After that, and the Shield broke up, WWE had no fucking idea what to do with the Wyatt family. And they never recovered. Now, to me, with Randy Orton there, this is the strongest the Wyatt family has looked. Harper is great, even though it might not look like it on television with him losing to fucking Kane every single week. Bray Wyatt's great. And Randy Orton's a fucking future Hall of Famer. You know? With all the respect that Bray Wyatt gets from the internet community, he should be a champion. He should be a world champion. He's got such great mic skills. He's a great talent. He's neglected. WWE doesn't respect the talent that is Bray Wyatt. His character doesn't need a championship. We just want him to look strong. Listen, I don't care how fearsome you are. I don't care how big you are. Anytime you add a championship to a stable, it's going to make that stable look more credible. And Bray Wyatt alone, you know, with Randy Orton looks credible enough. Randy Orton's going to do wonders for Bray Wyatt, man. It's going to erase pretty much everything that pretty much went wrong with Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton adds so much to Bray Wyatt, man. He makes Bray Wyatt look legit. He looks legit on his own, but with Randy Orton standing there, it's even more so that he looks legit. And he's going to be feared. And it's going to do Bray Wyatt good. Finally, they did something right with Bray Wyatt. And I think this is by accident. You know? They realized, you know what? This was supposed to be a 1 week, 2 week thing just to build to a fucking match at a pay-per-view. We got something great on our hands, man. We're going to prolong this. And now they're giving them the tag team championships, which is phenomenal. It gets Randy Orton in something. It gets Bray Wyatt in something. Bray Wyatt looks strong. It's going to make the whole tag team division look good. You know? Tag team right now, the tag teams in WWE, I mean, they're okay. They should be so much better than they are. But if you're having Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton lead your division as tag team champions, it's going to be good for the division. It's going to be a formidable team that is going to add another competitive layer to that division. On top of that, you got two great singles guys who can not only tag team, but if you want to put them in a fucking singles match in a main event or a pay-per-view, it's going to be fucking great. They're going to be more versatile. I like it, man. I like it. Because, really, what has Rhino and Slater done? Honestly, I think they're a great team. They're a Cinderella team. But they really haven't defended the titles, and I don't know why. Maybe WWE still thinks they're some fucking cheesy comedy act. You know? They did it because at the time it made sense. And people wanted to see it. So WWE gave the people what they wanted to see. Now, I don't think WWE has any plans for Rhino and Slater. I think right now their money is in Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. And more than likely, we're going to see new tag team champions. There's just too much positive in having Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt win the tag team championships as opposed to them not winning it. It just makes sense. And I think Rhino and Slater, their time has come. They did what they had to do. It got Slater over. Good for him. It got Rhino over. Good for him. It was a Cinderella tale. Good for them. But right now, we got to get the titles back on two credible guys who are going to not only instill fear in that division, but make the division just a little bit more credible. And I like that idea. And it's great for Bray Wyatt in the end. Now, Orton has been a tag team champion before, while Wyatt has never held gold on the main roster. He did have tag team gold in developmental, though. The idea would be for the two of them to hold the gold until American Alpha takes the titles from them. That very well could be before WrestleMania time, unless WWE wants to wait on the Orton reveal until after, then Alpha could win the titles on the grandest stage of them all. It all really depends on where WWE wants to go with the Wyatt Orton storyline, but it does seem gold is coming into the Wyatt family regardless for Orton and Bray Wyatt. So that is your report for TLC right now as it comes to the tag team titles. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, pretty much a lock to win the tag team championships for SmackDown Live at TLC. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments section. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy the video and the news and the opinions expressed in this video. I am JD. Thank you guys so much. Out of nowhere, we'll be live tonight. Joe Cronin Show. JD. We're going to be talking TLC. We're going to be talking Raw, SmackDown, the women's division, and the lack thereof on Monday Night Raw. 205 Live. We're going to be taking your donations and phone calls as well. Tonight live, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on Joe's channel. So make sure you guys tune in to all the carnage and chaos tonight on Out of Nowhere, man. Like I said, hit that thumbs up for me, being that it's going to be a huge proponent in the YouTube algorithm to get videos shown and to help channels out. So if you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys later tonight for Out of Nowhere. And tomorrow morning, just a reminder, Lucha Underground and NXT review, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you tonight for Out of Nowhere.